Hey everyone, welcome back to Dram and Draw. I'm Greg. If you've ever wondered how someone actually keeps cigars fresh for years without them drying out, getting moldy, or losing flavor, well, you're not alone. The truth is, I'm not a cigar expert with a fancy walk-in humidor. I'm just a regular collector who started out with one small desktop humidor and slowly migrated to an igloo cooler, and then one humidor, two humidors, three, and then totes, where I'm at today. So I figured things out slowly over the years, but I did have a good mentor to help me along the way. As I mentioned, now I've got 3 stand-up humidors and I've got 8 totes down here in the basement. And today I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, the real setup, what works for me, and the practical tips I wish I knew early in my cigar journey. So lessons learned. Some of these are going to be obvious. You want to keep your cigars in a cool, stable environment, which is key. You want to run your humidifier year-round, obviously. You want to inspect your cigars on a regular basis, and then if you find mold, you want to be able to remediate that. So one thing I use, this is a shaving brush made of badger hair. This is great for wiping down cigars. You're going to want to also wipe out the box if you find mold, then put the cigars back in. Your humidity, obviously, 65 to 68% is kind of where you want it. My basement, from a temperature perspective, is around 65 to 68 degrees, so those two are kind of in sync. And then for smoking cigars, your cigar doesn't have to be the exact humidity of your humidor. It's actually going to be less, anywhere from 1 to 5% less. And I use one of these. This is a humiditester, and what it does is you put this in the end of the cigar and it tells you the humidity. And typically I find my cigars anywhere between 60 and 63, 64%, depending on which humidor I pulled it from. For storage, obviously, the humidors are good, but I've rotated totes into my collection because they often provide a more stable environment than stand-up humidors for long-term aging. I don't really rotate my stock because I've got so much. It would be logistically a bit of a heavy lift. And then I would say for your totes, don't overfill. This is one area where I actually do fail because a lot of my totes are filled up nearly 90%. I would say you want your totes to be at about 70% full. So I need to do some rebalancing in the near future. And then if you're going to store cigars together, don't store cigars naked that are like a Connecticut shade of Maduro, those strong versus light flavors. They can begin to mingle over time. So having said all that, let's take a look at some boxes from the humidor. This is my first humidor. It's a Gurkha connoisseur station that was done for retailers back around the mid-2000s. It has a top cavity that's glass encased. It has 3 drawers that hold 20 cigars each and a bottom cabinet. Overall, it holds approximately 600 to 1,000 cigars. This humidor has primarily Cuban cigars in it with some New World mixed in. The humidifier is a Cigar Oasis Magna. This humidor is a repurposed china cabinet. I bought it from someone that was a fire restoration specialist, and he refurbished the cabinet, lined it with Spanish cedar, and sealed it with marine silicone. He used it for about 30 years, and I bought it from him about 15 years ago. This cabinet holds primarily Cuban cigars with a few New World boxes mixed in. Here are some of the sealable totes that primarily hold New World cigars with some Cuban cigars mixed in. Humidification is done with Boveda packs, and we'll look at some of these in a future video. This is my main humidor, and it's a custom unit I had done about 5 years ago. It's African striped mahogany and holds about 1,500 cigars, give or take. The unit has majority Cuban cigars and a smaller selection of New World. This cabinet has 2 chambers, an upper and a lower, and a drawer in the middle. The unit uses a Cigar Oasis Magna and also has fans that provide continuous movement of air within the unit. As you can see, it's pretty well stocked, and getting cigars on the bottom or the back of the unit means moving a lot of boxes to get what I want. There's the hygrometer reading and shows a good 68% humidity. The first box we'll select is a Monte Cristo No. 4, and these cigars were first produced in 1935. They come in a dress box of 25, but as you'll see, this box is almost done. Packaging also includes the cardboard boxes that come in 5 5-packs or 5 3-packs. The factory code on this box is EBS, but that doesn't actually translate to a specific factory since Habanos SA began randomizing the box codes to discourage customers from buying boxes from specific factories. The factory name for this cigar is Moravis, and it is a 5 1/8 by 42 ring gauge, and the box date, as you see, is October 2020. Cigar bands change over the years, and this cigar has the standard band D. These cigars will give you about 45 minutes of enjoyment. This next box is Romeo y Julieta Bellicosos, and these cigars showed up in retail catalogs from 1962 to 1964. The cigars sort of disappeared from records from the 1960s through the 1970s, and then they showed up again in the UK in the 1980s, and they were packed in Boîte Natural boxes of 25. They formally showed up in the Habanos SA catalog in 2000. My box is a dress box of 25, and the factory code is MSA, and once again, this is a randomized code for the previous stated reason. The factory name for this cigar is Campañas, and is a 5 1/2 by 52 ring gauge. The box date, as you can see, is October of 2019. This cigar's band is the standard band D, and will provide enjoyment for a little over an hour. These are Monte Cristo and Mundos, and these were first released in 2004. This is packaged in a semi-Boîte Natural box of 25 cigars. I actually smoked one of these last night, and I can tell you it was superb. These also come packaged in cardboard boxes of 5x5 or 5x3, but in 2006 they were also packaged in aluminum tubos. The factory code for this box is MUL, which is another randomized code and was used in the 2014 and 2015 timeframe. And you can see from my box, the date is February 2015. The factory name for this cigar is Edmundo and is a 5 3/8 by 52 ring gauge. This cigar uses the standard D band. Smoking time, about an hour. This box is Partagas Coronas, and these were first produced in 1926. These are packaged in a dress box of 25 cigars. The factory code on this box is FOE, and again, it is a randomized code. During its peak usage, which would be in the 2005 and 2006 timeframe, FOE was noted for consistent construction, particularly on large vitolas from brands like H. Upmann and Hoy de Monterrey. The box date on my box is October 2005, and the factory name for this cigar is Coronas. This cigar line was discontinued in 2006, and as you can see, this particular box of cigars is 20 plus years old. And due to the age of the cigar, the bands can become loose, as you can see on this one, as cigars tend to shrink a bit over time. The size of this cigar is 5 3/8 by 42 ring gauge, and smoking time about an hour or less. This last item is a glass jar of H. Upmann Novellas containing 25 cigars. These cigars were part of the 2009 series Ford exclusive for La Casa del Habano, the official Habanos SA franchise. The factory code is UPE, and you guessed it, it's a randomized code. And while these codes are intentionally designed to be cryptic and rotate frequently, UPE has specific historical context within the enthusiast tracking communities. The production era for this code was primarily active during the 2013 and the 2014 production years. And as you can see, this jar date is May 2013. Based on inventory tracking and box content, such as the high frequency of H. Upmann and Monte Cristo Vitolas, UPE was widely associated with the H. Upmann factory, which is Jose Marte, during its 2013 and 2014 peak. The factory name for this cigar is Cosacos, and the size is 5 3/8 by 42 ring gauge. When I first acquired this jar around 2014, I smoked one of these cigars, and it was a powerhouse. So I figured I'd let them rest, and I actually didn't return to the jar until just last year, with the strength dialed down and the profile spot on. A delicious cigar. Smoking time is about an hour or less. All right, that pretty much is my current setup. Before I wrap up, I picked something to enjoy right now, and I think I'll go with Monte 4. And I'm gonna head out to the lounge and enjoy them. So this basement setup is just works for me. Everyone's setup and preferences are different. You may have all totes, you may have a stand-up humidor. If it works for you, that's fine. So if you enjoyed this kind of relaxed content, consider subscribing. I've got more collection tours, vintage bottles, cigar discussions, and lounge sessions coming soon. So the question is, what does your humidor setup look like? Drop a comment and let me know. As always, pour thoughtfully, draw slowly, and savor the journey. See you in the next one.